Thanks, Jerry, and thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity to tell you about the Azure Minerals story. We're an Australian company listed on the ASX, but we work solely in Mexico. All of our projects are in Mexico. We've got three main projects which we're really pushing hard on at the moment. They're exciting, they're high quality, they're high grade, they're near surface. Those are the two key things for us, high grade, near surface. The first one that I'll just very briefly mention here and talk about a bit more detail a bit later, Alicia. Gold and cobalt, or cobalt and gold. We've drilled only 6 holes into this project, massive sulphides outcropping at surface. All 6 holes hit high-grade mineralisation, up to 6.5% cobalt and 66 grams gold in individual samples. These are some of the highest grade drill intercepts in a cobalt project anywhere in the world in 2017. Drilling will restart on that project in about two weeks' time. And we're expecting that we're going to get a whole lot more really encouraging and exciting results from that. Alacran is a project another one which we own 100%. We identified or discovered 2 deposits there totalling 32 million ounces of silver, 150,000 ounces of gold, high grade, at surface, outcropping mineralisation, never before been identified or drill tested at all. Our partner, even though we own it 100%, another company, Teck Resources, had a clawback provision within our agreement from them, and so they elected to exercise that agreement, and they're now they're undertaking the exploration. They're earning back an interest from us, and so in effect we're free carried for the next $10 to $15 million of expenditure on that project. And thirdly, the Rovira project, which is really our flagship project at the moment in terms of development status. It's an advanced stage project. We're taking it through the development pathway at the moment. It's high grade, zinc, lead and silver. All 3 of these assets are high grade, they're near surface, they're located in the state of Sonora, Mexico, which is one of the safest parts of Mexico. It's a very stable part of the world, and also it's one of the most mineral-rich parts of the world. It is, as it says there, a world-class mining province. Some of the world's biggest mines are located in that part of the world. Management we've got in place now has an excellent track record of discovery, but we've also added to that by bringing on people who are good at developing, building and operating mining projects. And one of the reasons being is that we are trying to transition our company from being a junior explorer to actually being a mining company. We're well cashed up at the moment. At the end of the last quarter, $3.5 million in the bank, and we're using that to really fast track both exploration and development activities over the next few weeks, months and years. Corporately, we've got about 83 million shares on issue, trading at 30 cents, so market cap of a bit over $25 million at the moment. Interesting enough, because our projects are all based in Mexico, we're getting a lot of interest out of North America. So about 20% of our shares are owned in either Canada or the US. And in fact, 4 of our top 5 shareholders or groups of shareholders are North American. So we're seeing a great deal of interest coming from that part of the world in our stock. All 3 of the projects I'll talk about today are 100% owned by Azure. All 3 of them are located in Sonora, and we have an office over there with about 8 geologists working for us and all the various necessary support and administrative staff as well. All but the exploration manager are Mexicans, all very experienced geologists. Timeline going forward, we've got a lot of activity happening at the moment. Alicia, the gold and cobalt project, that one we start drilling. Stage 2 drilling will be underway within 2 weeks' time, so beginning of March, and so later on in March we expect to be having more exciting drill results coming out from Alicia. Rovira, the resource drill out will be completed there within the next 2 weeks, and we will have a resource ready for publication in April of this year. And resource expansion drilling and exploration drilling will continue post the closing off of the resource drill out. Also at Rovira, we've got a preliminary economic assessment or a scoping study underway, which we anticipate will be published in the middle of this year, and we're fast tracking this project as quickly as we can to a development decision or a decision to mine. And Alacran, Teck Resources earning back on that one. Last year they spent $2.6 million on exploration. This year they've got a budget of another $2 million. They have to spend a total of $10 million to earn 51%. they can then get to 65% ownership on that one by spending a further 5. So $15 million US dollars will get them a 65% ownership back of the project, a project that they used to own 100% themselves a few years ago. So let's just talk about Serra Alicia at the moment. Serra Alicia, it is a bonanza gold and cobalt project. These are some of the highest grade drill hits that the world has seen in 2017. Seriously, you're not going to get better cobalt hits than this. The highest grade drill intercept was 12.5 metres at over half an ounce of gold to the tonne and 6.5 metres of 3.6% cobalt. So this is a really high grade mineralisation, and it's what we see here is possibly the highest grade cobalt exploration play anywhere in the world undergoing exploration at the moment. Seriously, this is a really top-notch project. And it's not just 1 or 2 high hits. What we've got on there on the screen at the moment is 2 consecutive drill trays. Each of those, the length of the drill tray is 0.75 of a metre. Most of those drill intercepts, or most of the assays for those particular lengths of core, range between 10 and 30 grams per tonne gold and between 1 and 6% cobalt. So we look at this is very high grade. It's hosted in massive sulfides. So it's a zone of massive sulfides that varies up to 20 metres thick, and the mineralisation is bounded above and below by layers of magnetite. There's a photograph of some of the pieces of drill core. They can be seen at our booth out there at the moment. Very welcome to come and have a look at it. But what you can see there, massive sulfide mineralisation, lends itself very positively to being concentrated through a flotation process. We've carried out a ground mag survey over the Serra Alicia project. What you can see in white there is the very highly magnetic part of the body that contains the mineralisation. So we're looking there inside that red oval. We're seeing a scale of about 300 metres from northwest to southeast, about 150 metres from the southwest to the northeast, and it dips gently at about 30 degrees towards the northeast. The 6 holes we've drilled to date are all located in that southern area, and so there's a lot more area in that we've got yet to drill. So if you're looking at something that's 300 metres long, 150 metres wide, our drill intercepts varied between 5 metres and 30 metres thick, true width. So seriously, and if you have a look at some of the massive sulfides at our table out there, and you see the weight of these things, there is a great potential there for having a significant tonnage of high-grade gold and cobalt mineralisation in a very small area. So our focus on Serra Alicia is let's drill out the near-surface gold and the cobalt mineralisation. That drilling will get underway in the next couple of weeks. Metallurgical test work's underway. Being a sulfide and a massive sulfide body at that, we expect that a simple crushing, grinding, flotation process will be able to produce high-grade, very high-grade gold and cobalt concentrates. And the mineralisation is hosted in a skarn, which is an altered limestone. The limestone's been intruded by a porphyry. The porphyry would have been the source for the mineralisation that's come to surface. So what we see here is another target, a deeper target, for other additional mineralisation, possibly large tonnage, bulk tonnage, lower grade mineralisation, never been tested, never been drilled. And so that's something else that we're investigating at the moment. So Serra Alicia, super exciting project, one that we're really pleased to be having a crack at. And this is just a little snapshot of what you're looking there is a variety of companies along the bottom axis, market cap on the left-hand axis, so you can see the various market caps of various companies, and the highest grade drill intercept that any of them have got are shown by those yellow dots. And the nearest one to us would be Blackstone Minerals, which has got an intercept of around about let's have a quick look, about 3%, 2.5 to 3% cobalt. And Scott Williamson, I believe, is talking after me, and he's from Blackstone, and he can talk a bit more about that one. But the red dot, that's us, that's Azure Minerals, the highest grade cobalt intercept that we've been able to discover anywhere in the world last year. And you look at our market cap, we've got a long way to go to catch up the other companies. So that's Serra Alicia. Opazura, high grade, zinc, lead, silver, massive sulfides, outcrop at surface. And not only does it outcrop, it's flat lying. It goes in underneath the hill, and it's very, very accessible. We've been drilling on that now for the last 4 or 5 months. The resource will be completed in April, and the scoping study in the middle of the year. And from a resource and exploration point of view, we're looking at the resource will be contained within those two circles. That's the areas we've focused our drilling on. The exploration target that we've released, 2.5 to 3 million tonnes of around about 10 to 12% zinc plus lead. So approximately 300,000 tonnes of contained metal in that deposit. And the exploration potential, the upside for this project, is drilling between those two the west and east zones, and also further to the north as well. And when you step back a bit, and you can still see on here the two circles that are on there, which is where the exploration target is, where our resource drilling has been. There's good potential further to the north where this flat-lying body goes out under the hill, never been drill tested further to the north, so potential extensions there, and potentially repetitions on the western half of the block too, where we believe it's been down-faulted, and there's good potential there for buried examples of further mineralisation. So, with Azure, it is a simple project. Large zone, massive sulphides, flat-lying, starts at surface, very low mine development capital costs up front. You're looking at, because it's flat-lying, easy to mine, we're talking about taking a scallop off the side of the hill and then going room and pillar underground mining from there. Metallurgically, it's very, very simple project. It's just sphalerite and galena with some silver that goes with the galena. It produces two concentrates, a zinc concentrate and a lead silver concentrate, both of which are high grade and contain virtually zero contaminants. And finally, Alacran. Now, this is the project that we acquired from Teck Resources about 4 years ago. We earned 100% ownership from them by spending $5 million. We were very successful in that we found two deposits, the Mesa de Plata silver deposit and the Loma Bonita silver and gold deposit, both in the northwest corner up here. Epithermal style of mineralisation sticking out of the ground. There was a road that ran over the top of them. They'd never been identified, drilled, tested in any way, and our guys made those discoveries. We drilled it out within 2 years. They're epithermal in style. Sitting underneath that, there is likely to be porphyry mineralisation at depth. That so excited Teck that they exercised their clawback, and they're currently, as I said earlier, spending money to earn back an interest from us. Now, if they're successful, and if they're a big company, if they're successful, that means they've found a Tier 1 world-class mineral deposit, and we will end up owning 35% of that project, and we will contribute or monetise or whatever we do in that stage, but that's a great position for us to be in. If Teck are unsuccessful, they'll pull out of the project, we get it back 100%, and we can resume what we were doing previously, which is doing a feasibility study on building a silver mine on the project. So either way, Azure Minerals is in a great position on the Alacran project. So where are we and where are we going? Well, we've got a great team, very experienced both discoveries and also project evaluation, feasibilities, construction and operations. All of our projects are near surface, they're high grade, they're easily exploitable in a first-class mining jurisdiction. Our commodity exposure is great too. Gold and cobalt, silver, lead and zinc. So some great commodities to be in at the moment. And as we heard earlier from Nathan regarding the value of some of these projects, well, you just have a look at this. This is a piece of the drill core that we've got. Now this runs at nearly an ounce to the tonne gold and 6% cobalt. So you're looking at the value of this would be, if you put it into a gold equivalent, would be upwards of 120 grams per tonne gold. That's the value that the cobalt is bringing to what is already a high-grade gold mineralised zone. So what we've got here, ladies and gentlemen, is a company which is in a great position at the moment. We're busy drilling on 2 different projects, and we see ourselves fast-tracking these through to the development decision stage. And both of those projects, both Azure Zinc project and the Alicia Gold and Cobalt project, both of those are of a size for which the development is easily achievable by a company of our size. So we see great news flow coming, lots of things happening, and we look forward to being able to tell you a lot more about it in the years to come. Thank you very much.